Welcome to Hong Kong Science Park Virtual Career Expo 2021. 歡迎大家參加香港科學園職業博覽。As the theme suggests, the future is yours. 我哋今年嘅主題啦，就係未來由你創。We are excited to meet you all virtually today and see how we can shape our future with a tech career. There are more than 2,400 jobs from over 270 tech companies on AI and robotics, biomedical tech, data and smart city, as well as fintech. Kicking off the week-long expo, we are having the full and inspiring live program this morning, starting with notable inspirers in our first ever SparkX. After that, you will hear from tech pioneers, talents, and rising stars about how they became so successful in their career journey. And a very good news to all of you, you may get a chance over the next few days to win an exclusive dialogue with our inspirers. Don't go away if you want to know more. As always, our event would not have been possible without the support from you and our partners. Let's give a big shout out to our strategic partners, media partners, talent solution partners, as well as our supporting partners. We would like to say thank you to everyone for your support to make this Career Expo a huge success. Thank you, our wonderful partners. It's all about collective efforts in making Hong Kong and even the world better with innovation and technology, and you can be a part of us. So everyone, now sit tight and find out why you should be part of Hong Kong's innovation and technology ecosystem. Let's roll. And now our inspiration time starts. Welcome to SparkX, the first in our new Inspiration Talk series. Spark is the dynamic and vibrant community in Science Park that unites over 13,000 innovative individuals by a common passion for innovation. It curates events to unlock synergies, to connect, to challenge, to recharge, as well as to inspire. So SparkX is our newly themed inspirational talk series to spark imagination and innovation to envision the future. The theme of this year's Career Expo is "The future is yours." Do you wonder about the future? What the world will look like in the next decades and beyond? Starting today and throughout the week, we have invited inspirers to share their insights on how INT will overhaul the way we live, how we communicate, and the ways to support early detection and new treatments to fight life-threatening diseases. Are you ready to embark on a journey of inspiration with us? Without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Paul Chan, GBM, GBS, MHJP, Financial Secretary of the HKSAR Government, Dr. Sunny Chai, BBS, Chairman of HKSTP. Thank you to our SparkX Inspirers today. You may have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have a direct dialogue with these innovators. Find out how to join these sessions by following on the post on our social media platforms or scan this QR code now to know more. Coming up next, more heavyweight inspirers, emerging tech talents, and rising stars will be joining us online together to share their secrets of success. I promise you'll be in for a treat. Hi, good day, everyone. Welcome guests and audience to the inspirational session of Talent for Tomorrow, Ignite Your Potential for the Future. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you guys. Would you like to say hi to the audience, everyone? Hi. Thank you. Our panels here will share their views on 3 areas. And you're going to ask, what are the 3 areas? Well, first is what qualities should Talent for Tomorrow possess? Secondly is how these attributes actually help leaders shape the future INT world. And thirdly is the ways to be a future tech leader. So that's going to be the 3 topics. So for the first one, now I know people are actually talking about the talent for tomorrow and what are the future fluent personalities. Now, can each of you actually share with us the top attribute on your list and why is that an important attribute? Albert, would you like to start first?
Sure. To me, diligence, in simple terms. A lot of people will tell you many things like taking risks at this and that. Everything is important, but diligence is the most important quality in my opinion. That means commitment, dedication, and focus. Also, it means that you're not happy with yourself. You keep on improving, doing a good job, hardworking. Diligence, to me, is the most important thing, most important quality to success.
Okay, so I guess it's more like the diligence is more like a discipline thing. Now, how about Jimmy? Do you have anything to add other on top of what Albert just mentioned?
Well, for me, my pick at the top of the list it sounds cliche, but I would say learning, because I truly believe learning will become the new loyalty to success. Many futurists already predict in 10, 20, or even 30 years by 2050, up to 35% of all of us, we will definitely need to re-educate ourselves to fill in a new role, new career, and new technologies, especially because of the AI. So I guess if you do not do well in learning, that won't be good for you in the future.
All right, so we got diligence and learning. Now, Jonathan, do you have anything to add to that list? Perhaps I'm guessing something that's to do with being flexible, maybe? Is it something in that domain?
Absolutely. I mean, for me, one of the top qualities that I look for in the talent for tomorrow is to be adventurous and to be really fearless in exploring the boundaries, not only the boundaries and technologies, but also challenging the status quo. So in the technology industry, things change very, very quickly. And the talent who is able to be adventurous and fail quickly and learn quicker is best equipped to handle the technology of tomorrow.
Very, very interesting. Now, how about Haoshi? Do you have something that has to do with maybe something that they just shared, or something in a complete different domain? What do you say?
Well, I have something very similar. I think that being agile is one of the top attributes for talent of tomorrow. In software development, we have a term called agile software development, which involves discovering requirements and developing solutions adaptively and flexibly. I think such attribute also works for self-development. Our world is changing fast, and being agile to fast learn things and reflect yourself is definitely what we need today.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks. That's actually quite some important pillars. So it seems to me it's something that has to be applied not only to what you do, but also inwards. And it's a combination of hard skills and soft skills. Quite the mixture. Now, I know that the pandemic it's come really suddenly and it's changed our lives. And we're now used to adapt to the new normal of meeting virtually, just like what we're doing right now. Now, we also hear that every challenge, there's an opportunity. Technology is definitely the key to leading us going through these challenges. Now, my question to you is, how do these attributes make you shape the future world empowered by innovation and technology? Anyone want to go first? Anyone?
Well, I'll go first. I think
Sure.
I think the most important, what we heard just now has always been the future is uncertain. We don't know, and things are happening, things are changing. One of the things that I can assure you is that what we believe is technology today, 5 years later, will not be the same. We talk about AI today. I'm pretty sure in about 4 or 5 years, will be BI, CI, DI, whatever I. I'm sure things will happen, and we predict the future. 95% of the time, we'll be wrong. I think the most important thing for us is to be able to be future-proof and multidisciplinary. For example, I've been talking to people in biomedical areas, and you have to know data. You have to know ICT, AI in biomedical. So you got to be future-proof, and you got to be multidisciplinary.
Wow, so it's almost like multiple investments in different domains. Wow, and how about Jonathan? Now you suggested that being adventurous is an important part as a pioneer. Is democratizing robotics for the business world an adventurous move, or did you know that it was a sure win? What is it?
Well, I think that robotics is definitely very much an industry of the future, and we know that it's a technology and industry of the future. So in that regard, it's definitely a sure win. But with any business, the important thing is when you're trying to bring a new technology to a new market. I think that is where the challenge and the adventurous element is, and it's certainly a risky move. But it's definitely the kind of adventurous and the pioneering spirit that we have in robotics, which challenges the status quo in everything that we do, is what drives us, and we believe it's the hallmarks of what will make future technology and future companies.
Right, and that's what they say, right? Here's the circle, the realm of things, and outside that circle is where all the cool stuff happens. But that's also outside your comfort zone. So that's where the adventure stuff comes in. Now, Jimmy, you brought to the world a novel yet very practical tech using fish embryos, right, for toxicity testing. And recently, it was actually used to test hand sanitizer brands, which is very good in terms of timing, by the way. Can you tell us about how passion for innovation actually helped you to become a leading tech pioneer, contributing so much to the society and also to the future world? Can you share with us that?
I previously mentioned that learning as my pay, but you do have the passion to learn because not everything is easy to be learned. And I always have a passion to work with bright minds and technologies. I love socializing. I love meeting new friends, especially with interesting background, with tech background. Because when you meet bright people or unite bright people with technology together, you can do a lot of stuff, especially what Albert mentioned about solving the social issues by technologies. I think that's so important. And as I mentioned about passion to learn, all the technologies that we come across in the past or in the future, a lot of them we don't really know them. But I think with bright minds and talent, we can be learning by doing. And especially if you work with the experts in that paradigm, you just feel no shame to ask them. I always encourage people, there's no stupid question, only stupid answer. So when you don't know something, you're so passionate about new technologies, go ahead, meet those people, ask them questions. If they can't answer you and let you understand what they're doing, that's their problem. Right? That's also my passion to learn.
Right, and that's also the learning process for everyone, you can either get offended or you can find out the answers together. I think that's kind of the learning path for everyone. That's what makes it really fun too. And how about you, Haoqi, as a fresh grad in such a challenging time, by the way, good job. How would the attribute that you are referring to help prepare and contribute to the future with INT? How does that work for you?
Yeah, well, I think the fundamental belief is to stick with Agile. Agile is a set of values and principles. It's important to understand what we do, that we do certain things because we want to make our lives better, not because we have to do it for the sake of doing it. And in Agile software development, tools and processes are important, but it is more important to have competent people working together effectively. A contract, for example, is important, but but the contract is no substitute for working closely with customers to discover what they need. So all in all, we need in real life obtaining grade A scores is important, but it's more important to learn the skills and thinking the methodologies that prepare me to solve the next challenge. In this way, I cope with shifting events by sticking to the fundamental principles of being agile.
And you know what? The way that you actually said it, it's very interesting how you happen to be the last person that's sharing, because what you just said actually combined what these three gentlemen just said. Because when you're agile, you actually have to be learning, you have to be adventurous, and you also have to be diligent at the same time. Well said. Well said. Now, for the next one is that we have heard about how technologies are very crucial for a better world, and tech talents are definitely the major asset of the INT development. Now, while attracting more young talents to join the INT force, that is, we need to nurture them well and to offer a right platform for them. Now, can you share your thoughts about the key to becoming a future tech leader? Anyone want to go first?
I'll go first again.
Sure.
So I'm repeating myself, but it is very important to realize that the future has not happened, and it's really up to us in the technology area to make future happen. For example, we did not have stem cells 10 years ago. We did not have AI. Well, we did not have facial recognition well, we did, but not good enough. However, 50 years ago, people promised flying cars. It hasn't happened. All right, but maybe in a few years, something will happen. So in the technology areas, the number one thing is to dream big, and because it has not happened yet. What you're working on today, it's okay to think big. What you're happening on today may happen or may not happen. So it's important to think about it, drive the future. That's number one. Number two, I think it's very important, is that it's becoming a lot more global because technology enable the globalization, meaning that I can reach a much bigger market. I can reach a much bigger population. From Hong Kong, I can reach Greater Bay Area, Southeast Asia, or the world. On the other hand, you are competing with the world because it's so easy. You can teach music on the web in Hong Kong or Greater Bay Area, but also people in the US or Europe can teach people in Hong Kong. So you have a much bigger opportunity to reach a bigger world, but also you're competing with a lot of people in different parts of the world. So these are two major areas. Number one, the future has not happened yet. It's up to you. Number two, is a big market out there, big world out there, meaning big opportunity, but also big challenges.
Right. So in essence, basically think bigger and think wider, because we're doing like things that's targeting, not just where you are.
Do not be afraid of dreaming big.
Definitely. Thank you. That's very inspiring, by the way. And I'm gonna pick at some other guys. I'm gonna pick you, Jonathan, actually. Now, innovators, by definition, are those people who stay ahead of trends. Now, how can tech talents stay at the cutting edge and keep themselves competitive? How does that actually work?
Well, I think it really starts with the talent really loving the domain and the industry that you're working in and you're focused in, because I believe that really all the learning and development within a particular industry, it starts with a passion, and so you really need to follow your heart and your passion, and what will follow with that is a talent who will be well read, well educated, and focused on those changes within that technology industry, which is super important. The tech and the learning will follow the passion. But I think that the other important attribute which the other guys have all touched on as well is the perseverance, because it's those perseverance which enables you to really follow all the technical challenges and really get to the bottom of all your technical problems, which will really drive solutions to everything that you do.
Right, and yes, definitely. Just like what Albert was saying, it's that tenacity, right? It's that diligence. Now, Jimmy, I know like you're an HKSTP graduated incubator, and you're now a leading tech pioneer. Can you tell us, what young people should actually do in order to grasp these opportunities in order to be a future tech leader?
Well, I really want to resonate with what Albert said about, think big. And for my words, I would say never limit yourself. No matter what educational background you have, or, you did well in public exam or not. Because when people look at my background, I didn't do well in public exam. I didn't get into the university in Hong Kong. But eventually I went to UK, and then I did quite well in the school. I went to the top school like for fashion as my first degree. And I finished it, and I didn't pursue in fashion industry, and then I changed subject. I did a master's degree in engineering. After I finished the school, I didn't do what I learned in the school. I started an electronic company in China, and later on I do like a technology transfer, building a factory in China with 600 like employees. Later on, very lucky when IPO. And many people say like, oh, Jimmy, you were so successful, so young, and then why you didn't stay in that listed company? I just changed my career again. I invest in biotech. Now you're interviewing me as a representative from a biotech company, which a lot of people say you don't have a background. How could you manage a group of scientists, doctors? And then I just say like, when you look at a lot of pharmaceutical companies, most of their leaders actually they don't have a doctor title. So what's wrong with it? So don't limit yourself saying that you don't know something, though you can do something. You're saying that you study law, you can't do it in a science company. No such a thing. I think the most important thing is learning by doing, as I just said. And I think we in Hong Kong are very lucky because Hong Kong is a melting pot for talents. In the past, many people say that those talents are working in banking or real estate, those industries. But now it's different. A lot of those bright minds, they're really willing to do their own startup or join a lot of startup companies. So I think Hong Kong Science Park is also the place at the platform that attracts so many talents, especially in Hong Kong. So, try to do something, and as what Jonathan said, you can do things locally, but think globally, for the business opportunities. And I'm surely recently a lot of people talk about Greater Bay Area. I think that would be a great place to start with.
Right, and that totally resonates with what you just mentioned. Learning. There's no excuse for not knowing something. Just learn it, just like how everybody does. And of course, you have to be adventurous, and you need the tenacity at the same time, which leads to my last question. Now, Hao-Chi, you were selected for the first intake of the HKSTP Technology Leaders of Tomorrow program that was last year. Now, how did you decide to take this challenge, and how's it going now? Can you update us on that?
Sure. Well, how I take this challenge is because that ever since I'm a kid, I was fascinated by the power of technology and innovation, and I've been curious about it all the time. And Hong Kong, although well known for its finance and economy, actually has plenty of great R&D institutions for technology and innovation development. And the TLT program of HKSTP just provided me with such a great opportunity to transform my passion for technology into actual researches and projects. And during the 2 months internship at HKSTP, I met a lot of entrepreneurs and learned their views towards technology and innovation. And everyone around me here, my colleagues in SenseTime and my mentors in Science Park, are really nice and helpful. I feel I am growing every day through all the tasks I'm accomplishing and from all the smart people I'm working with. A big obstacle can be solved using divide and conquer, and the greatest research pleasure is gained by resolving every challenge along the way.
Wow, divide and conquer. Love that, love that. And actually, just one additional little question for Albert, just kind of like as a wrap up, what would you like to say to the young talents who want to pursue a career that's in INT? Did you want to add to that?
Very simply, this is great. Very simply, is that if you like science and technology and mathematics, and when you're a student, just go after your dream, just work hard on your studies, and there are opportunities in Hong Kong. Career Expo is coming up. We have more than 1,000 jobs coming up. There are more jobs than people, to be honest. And I just tell the young people that go after your dreams. If you like mathematics, do well in mathematics. Like physics, do well in physics, and there will be opportunities.
Right. Thank you so much, everyone. So a big takeaway for me as well. What I've learned, very important elements from Albert, have to be diligent, just get at it. And then Jonathan, there you said it, have fun, be adventurous, be a little crazy. Nobody's going to laugh at you. Same thing there. You said, you said, Jimmy, like, you have to be learning. There's no excuse to not know something at this day and age. Like, pull up Google, you can just learn anything. And Hao-Chi, yes, very good application of what all of them just said. Be agile, be flexible. All right, thank you very much, everyone. So I'll see you guys around. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
A big thank you to all of our Inspirers today. You have given us a lot of inspirations and a lot of work to develop future readiness. Having heard from all of our Inspirers today, now my question to you is, are you ready to join them and innovate for the future? After all, the future is yours, right? Remember, there are more than 2,400 jobs from over 270 tech companies that's waiting for you to browse through and apply for on our virtual career platform for 7 days, that is until next Wednesday. And here's some really good news for all of you. Every day for the next 7 days, the first 100 people to check in on our virtual career platform after 9 a.m. will win an opportunity to have a personal clinic with our talent solution partner on perfecting your CV and introduction video. Thank you so much for joining the inspirational sessions of Hong Kong Science Park Virtual Career Expo 2021. 未來由你創，你準備好未? Start searching for your dream job now, everyone. Happy job hunting.